Hey, welcome to Brighter Rays. This week we are in Proverbs chapter 3, 5 through 8. This is a classic passage, and this study is called Be Not Wise in Your Own Eyes. Today is the introduction to our study for this week, and so we return back to the book of Proverbs here. Remember that this is one of the books that we find amongst the wisdom literature of the Bible. This book exists so that we may know wisdom and instruction and understand words of insight and wisdom. From this book, we learn about righteousness, justice, equity, and in other words, this book tells us how to know and live the holy life. Or as Peter said, we have been granted everything that pertains to life and godliness. And we find that well contained within the pages of the book of Proverbs. Now, this book was written for all people. It is for the simple, the young, the fool, ignorant, the scoffer, and the wise. It corrects the unbeliever. It makes wise those who fear the Lord. All who have ears, let them hear, is basically what it comes down to. This book is for the world. Now, we've seen that the first section of Proverbs is written with a specific setting. Over and over, as you read through this first section, the saying, "my son," keeps coming up. And so this first part of Proverbs are words of wisdom and instruction given from a father to a child. The older man is relaying his gained experience and wisdom to the younger man. It is the instruction from a king to his successor, really. So we began chapter 3 of Proverbs by looking at another of these "my son" passages. Solomon commanded his son not to forget his teaching, but to let his heart keep the commandments. This command was also accompanied by a promise. If the son were to pay attention and do what he was told, then he would see length of days, years of life, and peace. He's also given the precept to keep steadfast love and faithfulness close to him. So much so that it would be written on all he does and all that makes him who he is. The promise in doing the precept was that the son would find favor and good success or insight in the sight of God and man. In our passage this week, we're going to take a look at a very familiar passage that most people know. It's written on all kinds of things. Actually, I have it written back behind me. But you find it everywhere. It's Proverbs 3, 5 through 6 is usually what we know, but we're going to look at 5 through 8 this week, that whole section about not being wise in your own eyes. So come back next time. We'll begin looking at the commands, and then we're going to look at the promises, and then we'll try to make sure that we apply this to our lives so that we can live it out, being hearers and doers of the word.